this is Noreen from Joya Cards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay! For more of my Stampin' Up! Card videos, please click that subscribe button and the little bell, and you'll be notified when my videos release. So anyway, now let's go make a card. Hello everybody! So today we're going to do something totally different, and I don't think I've seen this anywhere. So we are going to be making wax seals using Stampin' Up! Stamps. What? And we're also going to be making custom wax out of Stampin' Up! Ink refills. What? No way. So I have done some samples here, and before I get into the samples, we'll put this to the side, so I'll tease you a little bit here. Anyway, you're gonna need some stuff, okay? What I did is I just went on Amazon and I just bought this nice little wax heater thing. It was like $20, and because it's really kind of important to make sure you have something that's freestanding, so you're not going to hurt yourself. And by the way, I am not responsible for you burning yourself or eating fire or doing something crazy. We're all good with that. So if you agree with that, we can continue on. So this is the best way not to burn yourself, is just to have something that you can take your hand off of and not get close to, you know, fire. So so I bought one of these, and then I got one of these to light my thing with. I also just bought, these are the, I know that the melts are the cheapest kind of wax. You can go online and find better quality of wax. I'm not a wax expert, but I used this and it worked fine. So it was really cheap. And then I also went online, because we're gonna do wax seals a couple of ways, but these are stickers. So you can pre-make and just stick things on as you go. So you don't have to like do a wax seal every time you send out a letter. You can make a bunch of these, put a sticker on it, and then you have it for later. So these you have to buy. I got these on Etsy, and it's really weird because I think you must have to be like a 3M distributor or something. So I just got these on Etsy. They're ridiculous, but they're stickers. Now you don't have to do that. You could just do it as you go on envelopes or bookmarks or cards or whatever. So the other thing you're going to need is some Versamark. This is very important. This makes it so this stamp will not like totally stick to the wax, and it'll come up. So you need some Versamark. And also I have some parchment paper, just regular old parchment paper. And this is what we're going to put our wax on, and it won't stick. So let's go ahead and start. So the first thing I'm going to do is light the little candle inside the thing. My candle's lit. I'm going to put this on top. And you've got this little spoon that came with it, and I'm going to put it in there. And then now I'm going to just put in these melts. Now, like I said, these, I guess melts are the cheapest kind of wax, so not the best quality, but they were cheap and I just used them. Now this is the part I've got a little smoking going on because and I just blew my candle out. Sorry about that. I had to change up my candle. So my candle was a little on the low side because I had done a bunch of them. So I just switched out to my other candle. Now I just put let's put a couple more wax melts in here. And what I did is I bought, and you need to buy white wax. So this one's like a pearl. So I'm just using white wax because we're going to color this with our Stampin' Up! Ink. Now, I've seen people say you shouldn't ever use refills in your wax inks. Well, Stampin' Up! Is a water-based ink. There's no alcohol in here. So we're not going to be starting a fire or anything unless you do something stupid like knock it over or whatever. And since it's in this little thing, it's pretty safe. So like I said, use with caution. We are using fire. Don't touch it, don't eat it, don't smell it, don't light your hair on it, don't light your house on fire, blah, blah, blah. So, but this is water-based ink, not alcohol ink. Also, all right, stamps. In my example here, and I'll show you this now, I have done different stamps on these wax melts. And I found that the ones that are more solid work better. Like, I don't know if you can tell, and maybe you can zoom in here. This is the butterfly from Hippo Happiness. and I used Cherry Cobbler Refill, and this looks like that. This one turned out really well. I loved using Pacific Point. It made the best color. And when we mix these, and probably has something to do with the fact that I picked a pearl white, that it changes the color a little bit. So you kind of, if you want a specific color, you might want to play with your colors first. So this is Pacific Point and Framed for You, the flower. And Framed for You is retired, but I have it. And if you're interested in buying Framed for You, email me at noreen@joyacards.com and I can sell you that stamp set. But so the flower worked really well. I also did Daffodil Delight is this color, and I used the seahorse from Whale Done. So that kind of looked cool. This is Coastal Cabana and the Forever Blooms flower. I didn't kind of like how that turned out. And it's because it doesn't have a lot of solid, where this one has a lot of solid. And believe it or not, this butterfly had a lot of solid, but this one didn't turn out so well. So you kind of have to experiment with which stamps do better. This one is Highland Heather and Merry Snowflake. So it has a snowflake in it. So that's great for Christmas. Also, here's Poppy Parade and Honeybee Home. And I thought the bee would look really cool, but I think he's just got too much detail. And it's kind of, unless you knew it was a bee, you probably couldn't tell it's a bee. But this, you know, you can see the difference. This has more solid in it. You could definitely see it's a flower, where this is like, what is that? This is Polished Pink and Sweet Strawberry, the flower. This turned out all right. And then this is Garden Green, which is weird. And this is a darker one, and I made a lighter one here. But they're both Garden Green. And this is Sweet Conversations, which is in the mini catalog. And this Love You turned out well, except there has these two dots here from where the stamp has the holes in it. So I don't know if I'd use that. Looks like a couple eyeballs. But the heart works really well. So anything that's really solid is going to look better. So now that our wax is almost melted, I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, with pointy end up, not the flat end, and I'm going to take that Pacific Point, and I'm going to put in like 4 drops. Okay, and then I'm going to take this, my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to stir it up. And this is where it might bubble a little bit, but it's fine. And it does change the color. This doesn't have alcohol in it. It's not going to explode. You're fine, unless you do something crazy like touch it or eat it or light your hair on fire. Don't do that. Okay, use at your own risk. Be smart. Okay, so I'm lighting it up. Now I'm going to take it off the candle because the wax does get a little too hot. And if you know anything about waxes, you really don't want those bubbles in your wax. Now I'm going to just put this on parchment paper here, and then I'm going to stamp it. So I'm just going to pour it out. Now when you pour it out, do it in circles. So got a circle, and you really have to experiment on how much you want to push down. So I had to cut my video there because I skipped a step. That's very, very important. You need to get your Versamark out, and you need to Versamark your stamp. Okay, I'm going to get this a little warm again. So Versamark your stamp. This will make it so it's a lot easier to pull up. So I'm going to take my wax again. I had to start over. And I'm going to make it in circles here. Okay. I'm going to blow that candle out. Okay. I'm going to take this Versamark stamp and I'm going to put it right here in the middle. And I'm going to leave it. And what it's going to do is it's going to do that cool little impression right there. Now, let me tell you about wax seals and sending it through the mail like on an envelope, like what I did here. Now these I just poured on, this one I just poured on it and it wax sealed. So it's on there really, really good. This one I put on with the sticker. Like I said, you have to go on Etsy. It's a thing. I don't know. It's weird. And I put the sticker on there and it's on there pretty darn good. So that's great. Now, what's funny is I also, when I was doing this chart, I didn't have those stickers and I just glue dotted them on and they're on there pretty darn good. So glue dot seems to work okay. So anyway, let's get back to this. I'm going to pull this up. Now sometimes it will pull up the whole wax, but that's okay. It's because of the parchment paper. And all you need to do is pull that off and then very carefully pull up your stamp and look at that. That's just beautiful how that worked. Now going back to the post office. Okay, so wax seals, you got to make sure they're pretty flat. Anything over like 1/4 of an inch, the post office will reject you. It'll come back to you, or it'll be all jacked up. It will, you know, because they send them through machines. That's how they cancel your stamp. What you can do, or what I've heard you can do, is you can go through the line at the post office and buy a canceled stamp. So then they don't put it through the machine, and that's how you avoid that. Another way to avoid that is take this envelope and put it in another envelope. But mind you, you still got to make sure these are really flat. These are really thick, and I probably wouldn't do these. So you have to make something pretty darn flat. Like this one, the blue one that I did originally, is pretty darn flat. This one will probably make it through, but I would put it an envelope inside of an envelope. I would just do that. Or I'm going to come back on my next video, and I'm going to do a card with a wax seal and a bookmark. I haven't done a bookmark yet. I can't believe that. So here's, like I said, here is my wax seal, and I bought these little stickers. Now, if you get some of these little stickers, make sure that you get the ones with the little tabs on them. I did not, and I'm going to put this on here, and because it doesn't have that little tab, I'm going to have to mess with it for a minute. Even take like a knife here. Don't cut yourself. I'm not responsible. You're all adults. This is not a video for children. And I have to find where you lift this up. This was the hardest part about these little tapes, is getting the paper backing off. So I'm going to mess with it, and I'll be right back. I finally got the backing off here to get it on the wax seal. And boy, like I said, if you're going to get these, get the ones you can tell in the pictures they have a little tab off to the side. Definitely get those. If they don't have a tab like mine do, it'll drive yourself crazy. Now, I'm not allowed to put external links. Stampin' Up! Has kind of a new rule, but it's a 3M and it's a 9448A. You'll find it on Etsy somewhere, so just so you know. So I've got the sticker on the back, and I'm just going to put it on whatever my piece is, like an envelope, and there you go, and it sticks. So you can pre-make a bunch of these and just leave it on the little label. Or if you don't want to use these, like I said, I used a glue dot on these and they are fine. So I don't know if you necessarily need these, but you can pre-make them and just use it on your parchment paper. Maybe put them in a little box, and when you're ready to use it, put the glue dot on it and stick them on your envelope. But and then also, if you notice on your take your pick tool, that wax will stick, but it comes right off. I mean, no problem whatsoever. So that is how you use Stampin' Up! Ink refills, some Versamark, and some stamps to make a wax seal. So that'll do it for me, and I'll come back next time and we'll do something with the wax seal. So that's it for me now. For now, bye.